It's your boy Gordi from Flow Free or Die. This is Flow Talk, episode 11. I'm with my man, my day one, my road dog. I've known him for a long time. Omar The Beast.
What's going on, guys?
How you doing, man?
Good, man. Good. Happy to be here.
Thanks for coming. Thanks for having me here. We're at your place.
Yeah.
So thank you for that, for the hospitality.
No problem.
So yeah, man. I'm glad that you came in. We wanted to talk a little bit. You know, you have a lot going on.
Yep.
Super proud of what you've been doing the last few years.
Thank you.
But for the people that don't know, who is Omar the Beast?
Me?
Make sure you look at the camera and let them know.
I'm just a regular guy.
Just a regular guy.
Just a regular guy. You know, grew up here in Nashua. You know, like a lot of people may know. You know, I've been obsessed with just anything that has to do with the physique. And that's been my thing since I was a kid. You know, obviously the cartoons with, you know, like Superman or He-Man, anyone that's jacked, it always caught my attention. So that's something I was drawn to as I got older. And I don't know, it became a mission to kind of perfect my physique the same way.
So it took you a little bit of a long time to get where you're at.
Oh, a hell of a long time.
Yeah, so I remember a little bit, you know, we went to school together. I remember in high school, you were really into powerlifting.
Yeah.
And you were working with some of the elites in the city when it came to powerlifting. They would give you some game. How was that experience? So you were what, like 17?
Yeah, I was young. I started at 14 years old working out at an actual gym, you know. But the way I got started in powerlifting was I was always strong naturally, you know, in the gym. And I actually met my buddy Jeremy, which later became my training partner, because he's like, oh, man, you're strong as hell.
Shout out to Jeremy.
Yeah, he's like, you know, you ever think about getting serious with, you know, with powerlifting? And I was like, I don't know, you know, because bodybuilding has always been on my mind. But the only thing that stopped me from doing that from the beginning was the whole banana hammock thing, you know.
What's
like
the banana hammock? What's that?
The Speedo that you get on stage. You know, so
the little
so that thing was
the little thong.
Yeah, for a while it was a deal breaker, you know what I'm saying?
I feel it.
But I got into the powerlifting with him. And I mean, I started from nothing. I was strong, but it was almost like, you know, a kid learning how to walk.
Make sure you have the mic in front of you.
Like, I really didn't know where to start. I was strong, but didn't know how to apply it in the gym, you know, and he kind of showed me the ropes, how to lift properly, how to do everything. And then once I learned that, my strength just blew up, you know, and I just kept at it, you know, did a lot of, you know, I got to the point where in Nashua alone, I was probably the Nashua record. I mean, for some of the lifts, I broke them like nothing, you know, at a point, you know. So, you know, a lot of props I give to him from where I started, you know.
No word. How long you been working with Jeremy?
Well, we don't train together now, you know, just because our schedules just don't align, you know. But me and him still talk on a regular basis. But me and him worked out, I think 4 or 5 years.
4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
That's what's up. So you made a progression though, because I remember when you were powerlifting, you were really like
Stocky.
You were husky.
Yeah.
But there wasn't a six pack.
No, man, I was eating 6 cheeseburgers a day.
Yeah, so it was a little different.
Yeah.
Now I remember you wanted to change and you moved.
Yeah.
You moved to
Florida.
How was that experience?
I mean, for one, it's like a culture shock, you know what I'm saying? Because I went from here, you know, the Northeast is known more for powerlifters. You know, a lot of the great powerlifters come from the Northeast. So that was a big thing here. Bodybuilding was almost non-existent. You know, you got like some, you know, like 3 or 4 bodybuilders that are the top, you know, of the crop, but that's it, you know. But when I moved to Florida, I went with an open mind that I could potentially start my thing over there, but I wasn't sure how I was going to do it. And then, I kid you not, I was probably there not even for a week, and a guy approached me at the gym, and he's like, oh, hey, you interested in being a bodybuilder? You look great, you know, and I was fluffy at the time, you know. I'm like, great, I don't know what the hell you're looking at, you know.
You saw the potential.
And he saw the potential, you know, and he kind of like guided me, and he was not, you know, he was not my first coach, but you can say he was my first coach, because he kind of like help me out get ready for my first show, you know. And I mean, he's a great guy. We're friends, you know, till this day. And but yeah, he was kind of like the mentor going into the bodybuilding realm. And you know, he would train me when we would go to the gym. So I trained with him almost every day. And yeah, he brought me into my first show. And when I did that, I mean, I don't know what it is, man. Like, I was never one to enjoy public speaking, you know, being in front of people. But being in front of people on a stage,
It's fucking terrifying.
no, man, it was like, for me, the moment I stepped on stage, it was like I was another person, you know, and it was a blast just hearing people yell for you and stuff like that. It was, I just became hooked.
All right, so let's back up a little bit. You know, you mentioned, so we talked about Florida. So that transition between powerlifting and bodybuilding, what were some differences that your coach in Florida helped you with that you didn't do in Nashua?
Oh, everything. Everything was completely different. It was good that I was strong from powerlifting, and I developed a big physique, so I was already big. But, you know, for one, the diet changed. So that was like different. I literally went from eating 6 cheeseburgers a day to bulk up to, you know, eating, you know, salads and, you know, measured chicken breast every day, fish, you know, stuff like that in order to get in shape, you know, because the first time I had to lose that much fat, you know, to come in contest ready, I still wouldn't, you know, I look at pictures and I'm like, oh my God, I wasn't even ready, you know. But to cut down, it was like a learning curve. But then the training side, you know, you had to drop the weight a lot and then do things correctly, because when you power lift, you lift from point A to point B. That's it. You know, it doesn't matter how you lift it, as long as it, you know, as long as it lifts, that is it.
Pick things up and put them down.
That is it. That is literally, that is all you do. But in bodybuilding, it has to, you know, you have to physically sculpt the muscles. You know what I'm saying? So you have to train different in order to do that. You can't lift from point A to point B anymore. You know, you have to be more methodical with how you're lifting everything, you know?
Yeah.
So everything becomes almost a science, you know, but you really got to be, you know, attentive to what you're doing. So it's completely different.
Yeah, so you changed the way you're eating, your habits. So you were measuring it now, and portion control, and doing like what's it called, prep meals and stuff like that for the week.
Yeah, I wasn't used to any of that stuff, man. I'm like, what the fuck? I can't eat.
Like, tengo hambre, I'm gonna eat rice. You know?
Yeah, you know. Oh man, and when you're getting closer to the show, you're starving. So I'm like, man, I don't know. I want to eat an Oreo, you know, because obviously with my kids, I got snacks all over the house. So, you know, the first time I did it, you know, I would snack on little things here and there, and then, you know, obviously that you can't do that stuff once you get serious. And you learn the hard way, but it was a good learning curve, you know, to get on stage the first time. And then from there, you know, I hooked up with, you know, another coach. This is a legit coach, you know, he's actually like one of my best friends today, you know, and his name is Joe. But me and him were together since 2016, you know, and wow. And we actually, a couple weeks ago, we actually just stopped working together, you know. Wow. But he's still, you know, I mean, he doesn't get any closer than any of my brothers do.
Shout out, what's his name, Joe?
Joe Lally, yeah.
Shout out to Joe.
Yeah, you know, he also saw potential in me. He's a Boston native, you know, but he lives in Tampa. He also, you know, we met in the gym, just bumped into each other. He thought I looked great. And he went to my show and saw me at my show. And after I got off stage, he's like, oh, man, you got a lot of potential. You know, do you want me to give you a hand? And I was like, I don't know, man. I don't even know where to go about it. You know, I had this guy that kind of like ran me into the show. I didn't really know what an actual coach was, you know what I'm saying? But I gave it a shot. You know, I started working with him. And, man, it was night and day difference. You know, you have a set plan, you know, of what you have to do. He had set workouts for me. I mean, he was very, very meticulous with everything, you know. And then, you know.
Was that what pushed you to the next level?
Yeah. Yeah, it did. It did. Because once I did everything correctly and dieting to the gram, you know, with my food and the training, and he watched me train a lot of times. We actually became training partners for a while, too. And having him, you know, watching over me and controlling my diet, controlling everything we were able to see my body change over time, and then obviously, everybody knows in the sport of bodybuilding, you got supplements that come into play, you know what I'm saying? And that's a big decision you got to make.
Let's talk about that. So,
Yeah.
obviously, the stigma of bodybuilding, from the outside looking in, the first thing they're going to think of what is steroids.
The dude is juiced out, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I've had that even when I was a powerlifter, because nobody expected me to be so strong. And every time I got stronger, I'd have people in the gym be like, oh, you got to be on something. There's no way you could be that strong.
But you told me something one day when we linked up that I didn't know was there's good steroids and there's bad steroids.
I mean, it depends. Yes, some may be more toxic than others, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, it's just like Tylenol, you know what I'm saying? You take too many, you're going to screw yourself. It all works the same, But I mean, as the male, we produce testosterone. So, if you take testosterone at a healthy amount, I wouldn't say healthy, but at a
balanced level.
Yeah. I mean, guys, our age or older get hormone treatment now. You know what I'm saying? That's a common thing now because testosterone levels dip. So it's common for guys to get testosterone. That's why it's created,
Yeah.
But obviously, as a bodybuilder, we use it for other reasons, But that was a big decision.
I don't know about testosterone going down at my age, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
my wife knows.
Yeah.
I mean, Anyway,
no, man, no. I'm telling you, man. But when you're on, man, you feel like you're 18, 24/7, man.
Like the little Chihuahua dog ready to go.
Yeah.
That's what's up, man. So you said you went to your first competition. How did you make out?
So I ended up placing first in my first competition.
Congrats.
But I mean, it wasn't a big show. It was actually a natural show.
Still a big deal, though. It's your first.
Yeah, it was my first. So I was all natural, in that show. Like I said, I look at pictures and I'm like, oh my God, I shouldn't have even gone on stage, But obviously that's me as a bodybuilder now looking back then. But you got to start from somewhere. But yeah, that was a great turnout, and what pushed me to go further was obviously my coach, Joe that became my coach, and then everyone from the crowd told me to just keep going because I had phenomenal shape, So I never knew that, when I was in powerlifting, that I would ever have great shape for bodybuilding. So it was new to me, but that's what kind of pushed me to keep going.
It's a different world, man. I can't say there's a lot of people from here that does bodybuilding.
Yeah.
I think you're probably one of the first, if not the first.
Yeah, it's in Nashua. Yeah, I think I am probably the first. To go as far as I'm taking it right now. I mean, I got a couple buddies, that are local here. One of my buddies lives in Manchester, I believe. But his name is Nate Spear. He's a pro bodybuilder now, so he's one of the pros here. My boy Eric Langlois, he owns the gym that I train at now.
Shout out to Eric. What gym is that?
Reality in Tingsboro.
Reality in Tingsboro. Shout out to what's his name?
Eric. Yeah, so they're pros from here that are local. So I think they're the only pros in New Hampshire.
Okay.
As far as bodybuilding goes, but they're phenomenal guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, the biggest thing for me in this sport was obviously dealing with that stereotype, you know what I'm saying, as the steroids thing, you know what I'm saying, because that was a talk, and then obviously bringing it up to my wife. For one, my wife, it was probably harder on my wife than it was for me, because this is something I've always wanted to do. For her, she took the change very different, because I went from a powerlifter that can eat whatever he wants to all of a sudden being restricted and going to restaurants and bringing my food with me and measuring everything. So she didn't like that. So she was like anti everything.
That's so funny you say that. When was it? So I ran into your brother one time, your little one, right?
Yeah.
Little brother. Well, he's not little anymore. Shout out to Bebo. And he told me a story about you guys going in a restaurant and you specifically ordering chicken with nothing.
Yeah.
No seasoning, nothing. Just boil that shit. I don't want nothing on it. And
just as is, I remember like it's yesterday, because it happens every time. But I remember doing it like the first time because I didn't even know you can go to restaurants and be like, I want it like this.
Yeah.
And every time I would tell my coach, like, I'm going out with the family, because you always got to keep that balance, you know what I'm saying? And at first I lost that sight. You know, I was dedicated just to bodybuilding because I wanted to be the best. And sometimes you got to do that. You know what I'm saying? But when I would go out, I would feel weird, like, oh, you know, I don't want no oil, no butter, no nothing. They would look at me like, what the fuck? Like,
I would have kicked your ass out. Like, what the hell you doing here?
Hell, you know, and then they would tell me, you know, like, oh, well, some of the food comes pre-seasoned. I'm like, well, fuck, I don't know, wash that shit off. What do you want me to do? You know, so it got to the point. At one point, it got so bad that I would take chicken with me, but only chicken. I would eat veggies there because they could give me raw veggies.
Don't tell me you brought chicken and told them, okay, cook this.
I would bring chicken with me. Now, it'd be pre-cooked. I'd be like, yo, and they look at me like, oh, you know, are you going to order for? I'm like, yeah, I just need to eat my food though, too. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm still going to order from the menu, but it's not going to be anything crazy. Yeah.
Oh my God. He said he brought his own chicken to the restaurant.
Yeah, man. That's what you have to do. You know what I'm saying? Now, obviously, I'm a lot more experienced, so I kind of know what they have at restaurants. You know what I'm saying? So I know, you know, and obviously when you walk in,
must have felt awkward as shit doing that.
Oh, it was weird, man. It was weird as hell, you know. But now, a lot of times, I don't even have to really ask because they see the physique now, and they're like, oh, you know, how do you want this? You know, and I just tell them. Or if I'm having a specific meal where, because I get one meal a week where I can just have whatever I want. You know, so those meals I save to go out with my wife and kids, you know, and I don't change anything. You know, I eat it as is. Yeah.
What's up, man? But I mean, you're dedicated to your craft, man, and you gotta respect it. You know, as somebody that, you know, there's a that I consider myself a creative in a way. So that's your art. You know,
it is, and bodybuilding is an art form. You know what I'm saying? I mean, because what you have to do to prepare, I mean, you're legit like a sculptor, you know what I'm saying? You're sculpting the physique and you know, I mean, it's 24/7 because you never stop. But when you're getting ready for a show, you know, you're doing it for 3 or 4 months, you know, and it's just, I mean, you know, your head's down and it's just go, you know what I'm saying?
You can't miss one day.
No, you don't miss a beat. You know, when you're getting ready for a show, you don't miss a beat. And I mean, I'm the type of person, you know, I know where I want to be in the industry, where I don't miss a beat even when I'm not competing, you know. So right now I still follow my diet 100%. I eat my one meal a week, you know what I'm saying? But I keep normalcy now more than ever because, I mean, what I learned over, you know, through the years is, you know, you could lose the people that are important to you, to the sport, you know, and then, like, I never understood it at first. I would always tell my wife, like, oh, you know, like, you just don't get it. You know, you don't get it. This is what I got to do. This is what I got to do, and always cause a fight. But through the years and seeing other people's experiences and, you know, people getting divorced or, you know, like all that stuff, I'm like, oh shit, you know, well, I don't want to lose my family to the, you know, because I came a long way to build what I have with my family. I'm not going to throw it away because I want to follow a dream. You know what I'm saying? You know, you have to try to balance it. I mean, balance is very difficult in any sport you do because you got, you know, it's hard, man. If you want to be the best in any sport in the world, you're going to be unbalanced at some point. You know what I'm saying? And there's a give and take, you know, so you got to give a lot, but you also know that you're losing a lot. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I've had a couple birthdays, you know, for my wife where, you know, because usually competition time is around her birthday. I've had birthdays where I would just go out with her and I wouldn't eat anything. I wouldn't drink anything, you know, because I'm getting ready for a show, you know, like a couple weeks later, you know.
And that can make a difference between
points,
it
could hurt the dynamic, you know what I'm saying? But luckily, you know, she's amazing and she understood. And now I've been doing it so long that I know how to create that balance, you know. So we do go out and have a good time, and now she's, you know, she's super cool with it and she supports me. She's actually the one that, you know, cooks the majority of my meals. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I do everything myself, but obviously because I'm so busy, you know, she comes right up and helps me out with everything now, you know. Before, God forbid, you know what I'm saying? She wouldn't lift a finger for anything that I would do for bodybuilding, you know, because she hated it so much.
But I saw recently that she adapted that lifestyle with you.
She did, yeah.
You posted something about it.
Yeah, shit, after 10 years. You know, 10 years later, I mean, when we first started our relationship, she was anti-gym. She was cool with me doing it. That was fine. Once I got into bodybuilding, she hated it even more. You know, she's like, oh my God, I would never do that lifestyle because I don't even know how you do it, how you restrict yourself from foods that you like and blah, blah, all that stuff. The gym, man, you mention the gym to that girl and she'll smack you, you know. And now it was kind of like a blessing in disguise for her because a year ago, her health started to decline. You know, she had, you know, at 34 years old, she had high blood pressure, cholesterol issues, like the whole nine. And I mean, you've seen her; she's petite. You know what I'm saying? So that was a wake up call for her, and she was like, "Well, you know what? I'm gonna try to fix it on my own." You know, and she got in there, and you know, it was very slow, very very slow. A lot of days she wouldn't want to do it, and I mean, now I can't get her out. You know what I'm saying? Like now she doesn't miss a beat.
Both of you guys, and when you have that dynamic between you two, it's easier for you guys.
Yeah, but actually, you know, having her do it, like I always told her that me being in the sport, it didn't matter to me. You know, it wouldn't change anything for her. You know, between me and her because that was my passion. You know, it didn't have to be her. We don't have to share the same passion. Mm-hmm. You know, and my wife is my best friend. You know what I'm saying? We get along like, you know, like best friends would. You know. Like it's a crazy dynamic. But you know, once she got into it and now I see how dedicated she is into it, of course, that's going to spark even more motivation for me. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, I see bodybuilders all the time, but I don't think anybody motivates me more than my wife does. You know what I'm saying? Seeing how much she's changed. And she doesn't believe it at times because she's like, oh, well, I'm not muscular. I'm not this. I'm not. You know, the muscularity doesn't matter. It's the drive, you know. Her getting up and changing and doing it, you know what I'm saying? Like,
and she noticed a change, right?
Yeah.
And how she looked before, and now, yep.
Oh yeah, now she's the one in the gym looking at herself in the mirror. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, she saw the physical changes, and she didn't even do it for the physical changes. She did it for, you know, internal. You know, it was all to fix her health, and you know. The side effect of that was she started to build muscle, and she was like, "Oh my God, you know, I look great."
Yeah, and it got addicted.
And now she's addicted, but she looks phenomenal, you know. And you know, she supported me in this adventure, 1,000%, even though she didn't like it. So of course I'm gonna, you know, back her in whatever she wants to do. You know what I'm saying? Especially if it's something that I like too, you know. So yeah, that's a great. It's
important, man. You know, that I want to say congrats to you and your wife because you guys adapted that lifestyle and you're going with it. It's not easy having kids and all that and trying to do something. So you know, shout out to you and your wife for keeping that balance and making sure that the home stays home and the home is always happy. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, man. That's getting older now. That's become my number one priority. You know what I'm saying? But like, I feel like what we share as a family is so tight that. You know, what really convinced me was when my girls went to, they went to my first show, but they were so tiny that they probably don't even remember, you know. But they actually went to my show last year in Pittsburgh. Now being older, you know, and being able to see me on stage, and they thought it was like, you know, out of this world, you know. So
Daddy's famous.
Yeah, my youngest daughter thinks I'm a superhero. You know what I'm saying? So it's like. I mean, I got videos of them just screaming and you know, just wilding out on, you know, in the crowd, you know. So that was probably the best feeling to me. And what's even crazier is I had people backstage, you know, these are grown men that are telling me like, oh man, like cherish those moments because that's the best thing, you know. And a lot of these guys are going to these shows alone, you know. They don't have anything. You know, and for me to have my girls screaming in the crowd, you know, with my wife and, you know, my mom went to one of my shows and, you know, to have that experience, you know.
That's awesome.
It's like, you know, a lot of guys don't have that, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm definitely grateful to have that, you know, experience with them, you know, and them seeing me do something positive with my life, you know, so.
Absolutely, man. I mean, like, we were teenagers. We were knuckleheads. You know, So you know, I'm proud of you, as you know, as your boy and as your friend and as a, you know, as I consider you like, you know, like a family member in a way, right? Even though we don't see each other a lot, we know each other. You know what I mean? Like each other's family and stuff. But I'm proud of you because of how you changed your life in a positive way. You know what I mean? And also your brothers and your whole family. So
we've come a long way, man. I mean, you know a lot of my background. I mean. you know, for a while, I wasn't sure where my life was gonna go. You know what I'm saying? It was a complete shit show for a long time. You know, and I don't know. I felt like I went from a point where everything was shitty and everything I felt was going downhill. And once I told myself, you know what, I'm gonna try to see if I can make something of myself. You know what I'm saying? I was kind of tired of just being no one. You know, and it's crazy because, you know, a lot of people probably don't believe in you know, shit happens for a reason, but shit does happen for a reason.
I'm a huge believer in that.
The moment I decided that, you know, I was 19 years old, and in that moment, I kid you not, I met my wife in that moment.
Wow.
So, you know, a few years after that was when everything.
Meant to be, man.
Yeah, man. You know, we started dating, and it was kind of like that thing. But once we met, it was almost like everything fell into place. Like everything in my life just got better, and everything just keeps getting better. You know, so I can't complain, man. I got healthy kids, man. I've been blessed. You know, I got a great wife. You know, and I'm living my passion every day. You know. So it's
beautiful,
like,
bro.
Yeah, man. A lot of people don't have that experience. You know, they can't say that they live, you know, their dream every day. You know, I wake up every single day at 3 a.m, and I live my dream from that moment.
In the morning, woo.
Yeah.
It's rough. I'm at 5. Well, lately, I've been waking up at 6. The wife getting pissed off because I'm supposed to wake up at 5, but 3.
Yeah, man.
That's dedication.
Yeah, but I tell you, man, from the moment I wake up, I feel like I'm living that dream because I get to train in the morning. You know, and then at night I train my wife, you know, and we have our kids with us, you know, because my buddy Eric lets us take the kids to the gym. So my girls are around that environment, you know, and all the guys are super cool. So they come up to them and make jokes and all that. So they're growing up, you know, around that type of environment. Yeah.
They'll adopt that
Yeah.
lifestyle.
So it's all that, you know, but they also see the positivity because in the gym there's so much positivity. I mean, with all the shit going on in the world, the number one place you can go to and be guaranteed not to deal with any of it is the gym. In the gym, you know, there's no politics, there's no race, there's no nothing. There's just one person just trying to better themselves, and the other person is doing the same thing. Mm-hmm. You know, it doesn't matter whether someone's 100 pounds or 200 pounds or 300 pounds. We're all in there to achieve the same thing, and it's to get better. You know, so everyone, despite age, race, whatever, man, like in the gym, none of that exists. It's all just, you know, we're like a family in there, you know, and that's what makes it so great, you know, and I guess that's why I try to indirectly motivate people, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't train and post stuff just to motivate anyone, you know what I'm saying? That's not what I was chasing, you know, I'm just doing what I love. Mm-hmm. But I get people all the time tell me how, you know, I motivated them to get better, you know. I've helped some people, you know, improve their health and stuff like that. And that's obviously, it makes it more worth it for me, you know what I'm saying? Just to know people are being motivated by some of the things that I do, you know. So yeah, I went from a guy that was in the shitter to, you know.
Hey, man, things happen for a reason, bro. God had a plan for you, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
God had a plan for you for sure. He wasn't gonna make your life a shitty one.
Yeah.
So,
you know.
Let me ask you. So, I mean, you've been in multiple competitions. How many competitions in total have you been so far?
I've done 5 total.
5. And what have you finished on average? Like,
other than the national shows, I've won them all. The national shows, actually, I think I've done more than 5 now. Because I've done nationals 3 times. So I placed in the national shows, I placed 3rd in the country twice. And this last one I did, I placed 4th. I don't know how I placed 4th, but I mean, it is what it is. You can't, you know.
Can't question it.
The judges just, you know, they like what they like, you know what I'm saying?
It's like boxing, bro. You're like, how the hell did you win when you got knocked out?
Yeah. It doesn't make sense, you know what I'm saying? So I just, you know, it's upsetting because you put so much work into it, but it is what it is.
And 4th, that's nationals?
Yeah, that's in the country.
I mean, that's a hell of an accomplishment, man.
It is.
So,
it is.
So that's national. That's
it
not,
is.
Yo, 4th nationals.
Yeah.
You got motherfuckers from all over the country competing.
Yeah.
And you got my man from Nashua, New Hampshire, to be 4th place in national. That's fucking amazing.
Yeah, I mean,
it's not the result he wanted, but it's still 4th.
Yeah, because you could ask any bodybuilder on the planet, you know, oh, you know, you placed 5th. That's great. It's like, no, I went to win. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I put all the time and energy to win. I didn't go to place anything less.
Absolutely.
You know? because that loser mentality doesn't exist in the
And
sport.
that was your first national competition?
My first national competition, I got third. My second one, I got third, and this most recent one, I got fourth.
You got fourth.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, top five.
Yeah.
Two nationals, top five. He's gonna get there. It's what is it? Rome doesn't get built in a day, right?
Yeah.
So you're gonna get there, man, for sure. And that's awesome to see. And you gotta let us know when the next national you're gonna, because they televise that stuff, don't they?
They do it online. They do the streaming.
Okay, so you gotta let us know so we can, you know, I'll put it on on my page and share it and all that stuff. But
this year I'm laying low.
what's some of the? I'm assuming with the competition coming up and stuff, there's intensive training.
Yeah.
So what is some of the trainings you have to go through to make sure that you're in top peak shape for your show?
I mean, the training for me stays the same. So I train balls to the wall all the time. What changes the most is obviously the diet and the amount of cardio that I do. You know, so for the last prep that I did, I was doing 2 hours of cardio a day. Mind you, for me to find 2 hours in my day extra out of everything I'm already doing is like fucking impossible. You know, so
waking up at 1 a.m. instead of 3.
So you gotta pick and choose your battles. You know what I'm saying? You gotta sacrifice something somewhere. You know, it is what it is. But the probably the most brutal part of it all is the diet when you're just running on fumes. You know, because you get so low calorie and your training still balls to the wall. You know what I'm saying? And like you feel like you want to fall apart every single day. So every morning I wake up, like any bodybuilder can relate if you've been that conditioned before. But you know, you put your feet on the ground and it literally feels like you got cinder blocks tied to your feet. You know, that's how tired you are. You know, I mean, any moment I can get, I'd fall asleep at anywhere. You know, if I had 5 minutes to sleep, I was doing it. Yeah, them power naps, you know, they work wonders.
Oh yeah.
You know, but that's probably the hardest part is you know, because the training doesn't slow down just because the diet's getting lower. You know, if anything, it's just getting worse. You know, I mean, not worse in a bad way, but it's increasing the intensity. You know, but for us, I mean, that's where the supplements come in. You know, and that's where they kind of give us that edge to kind of keep training to 100%. You know.
Yeah.
So you know.
Now, some of the supplements, so now that you mentioned, we were talking about supplements earlier. Some of the supplements have stuff in it that, even though they sell in stores, some competitions consider it illegal, right?
Not in what I do. In what I do, there's nothing illegal.
Okay.
I mean, literally, you can destroy yourself from the inside out, in before a competition, and the judges don't give a shit.
But do they drug test you and stuff, right?
Not in what I do. No.
Okay.
No, that literally they don't give a shit. They want to see the freakiest person on stage, so it doesn't matter what you take.
Shit, don't get me started, bro. I'll go on stage. No, that's the wrong one. Anyway.
No, but it's not. I mean, that's where bodybuilding gets unhealthy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Especially with the younger kids now, because, I mean, I come from a time where I know I got to be patient, you know, to get what I want. You got kids now, 19, 20 years old, that they're used to everything coming so fast, you know, so the amount of you know, supplements they take, you know, is insane. Dangerous. You know, yeah, I mean, you got kids in their 20s dropping like flies, you know, because they don't know how to use this stuff, and even if they do, they're just going nuts with it, you know what I'm saying? But I'll be honest with you, anything that you can take that makes you feel not human is going to draw you more, you know what I'm saying? And I'll tell you, some days you know there's certain compounds you take that you feel like you're superhuman, you know, and obviously who doesn't get addicted to feeling like you're Superman, you know? You can go in the gym and lift weights and it feels like nothing to you, you know. But luckily, I got a wife that can slap me down, and you know what I'm saying, because I do have an addictive personality, so you know I am drawn to things like that, you know. But luckily, I have a wife like that, but I also acknowledge that, you know, I got kids to live for, you know what I'm saying? So I gotta be easy with what I do.
You take it easy, yeah.
So the amount of stuff that I do is not even to the extent that other competitors do, for the reason, you know, that if, you know, I'm trying to live a long time, you know what I'm saying? I mean,
we got another 40 years to live, bro.
Yeah, I mean, you know, in bodybuilding, a lot of people acknowledge that you're cutting your life short at some point. You know what I'm saying? Because of the supplements that you take. But if you kind of don't abuse them as much as other people do, you can kind of get away and age gracefully, or try to at least, you know. But I mean, that's a decision I made with my wife, and we're both cool with it. You know what I'm saying? But as long as I do things safely, which I do, you know, I'll continue to do what I'm doing, to get to the next level.
Absolutely, man. You got to take care of yourself, and also you have people that rely on you. So you got to make decisions, the best decisions possible, to make sure that people that rely on you have you
That's
here.
right. Yeah, that's right, man. You know, and that's what's important to me. You know, if I got to do anything stupid to get to be one of the best in the world, you know, then I'll walk away.
Yeah,
you
it's
know,
not worth it.
I'll happily walk away. You know, but as of right now, you know, my health is the best it's ever been. So
You seem very happy too, as we were talking off camera. And shit,
Yeah,
too. It's
man,
been a while
yeah.
since we see each other.
yeah,
But you know, I'm super happy for you for sure.
yeah.
So, what are some of the things? So, what are you trying to do? Actually, let me ask you this: How long are you gonna be? How long do you think you're gonna be doing this for?
Well, I mean, I'll be a weightlifter for the rest of my life.
Well, yeah, the weightlifting thing is different. Well, I'm talking about like professional, trying to be in the bodybuilder space.
Well, my goal is to hopefully be professional by next year. You know, that's my number one goal right now. You know, this year I'm taking it off. I told my wife I would take downtime, you know, and do our thing, you know, and put ourselves where we need to be now on a personal scale. You know what I'm saying? As far as like where I envision my family to be in the next 5 to 10 years. You know, so that we're doing, and we have it pretty much locked down. You know, but come, you know, I'll start prepping, you know, hopefully in a couple months. So coming that time, like it's all game. You know, like I'll be focused until it's game day. But
You're
as
gonna
far
be
as
pro, bro. You're on the verge. You're right there.
that's what I'm gonna go for. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not gonna stop until I get that status.
Bro. Fucking pro.
Yeah.
You know what that means? That means my man's gonna be on TV.
Well,
all that stuff. You know what I mean?
you know, you ain't making the you know, NBA money. You know what I'm saying?
No, of course not. But you still gonna, yeah. Regardless of the money, you know, it's just crazy. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, we have some talent here in Nashua already, music wise, right? You know, but bodybuilding is such a unknown space for a lot of people in this area.
Yeah.
That, you know, you're gonna be, when you get there, you're gonna be a inspiration to a lot of people.
Yeah, yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like, that's huge, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you know, that's fucking incredible.
Yeah, and that's what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? Like I told you earlier. You know, my goal was to make something of myself. You know what I'm saying? Personally, I've done that on a career scale. You know, I've done great. You know, and I have a great career. I do very well for myself now. But now, you know, chasing this dream is what I want.
You have purpose.
Know? Yeah. So this is what I want. This is what I see myself doing. And I'm just chasing it, you know, and I have all the support in the world, you know, so there's no reason why I can't get there. There's going to be a couple changes, you know, in this next preparation, you know, that a lot of people don't know. Obviously, like I said, I'm not working with my former coach now. So I'm going to be working with somebody new. So that's going to be different, you know. So it'll be different because, you know, it's like starting a new relationship. You know, he's got to get to know my body, and we got to learn how to do things. You know, but it's an experience that I'm looking forward to. You know, to see what happens. But I believe that I can get there next year. You know, for sure, without any doubts. You know, and talking to this person, you know, he seems very, very positive about where we could be, you know. But hey, that's how it is, you know. When you do well at certain shows, I mean, I've had people wanting to coach me, you know, guys that are top coaches that have been wanting to coach me for a while. But for me, the whole loyalty thing was big, so I didn't want to leave my guy, you know. And you know, we built a great friendship, so you know, we stuck it out, and we you know, we did it to the end. But I just feel now there's probably something else I need, another eye, maybe someone to just look at me a little bit different, not as a friend, so much, and maybe like just get a different, a different view.
Yeah, you need that. You want the tough love type.
Yeah, maybe just he can see something that we're not seeing, and he can be like, oh, maybe we can do this and that, So that's gonna be different. But I look forward to it. But I mean, I'll do this as long as I can, man. As long as I'm healthy, I'll keep doing it. Competing wise, if I can compete, into my 40s, because competing into your 40s is old as a bodybuilder. There's very few guys that are competing that on a good scale. Like the top of the world. Some are in their 40s now, but I mean they're knocking on the door to head the way on the way out. So obviously I got to think about that stuff.
We're almost there, bro.
Yeah.
You're older than me, right? 35.
No, I'm 34.
I'm 34 too.
Yeah.
I thought you were 35.
But I mean, I still got time to do what I got to do. I feel like my body's in its prime right now. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, man.
So it's just a matter of doing things the right way.
You always say your body's a temple.
Yeah. So just getting with the right people.
Shit, I gotta get with the right people. Yeah, I mean, but I've always been a big dude. But shit's changing. It's just it's a slow progress.
Yeah.
So that's what's up, man. No, awesome. So what do you see yourself in the future when you decide, all right, bodybuilding was fun, probably time to hang it up? What do you see yourself doing? Do you see yourself opening up a gym?
No, I won't open up a gym.
Personal training?
No, I did the personal training thing when I lived in Florida, and it's a nightmare. Props to anyone else that does it, but I'm a person that I see how much drive I have, and as a trainer, you have to kind of hold people's hand into it, but.
You don't got time for that?
Nah, man, I'm all go. You know what I'm saying? If you want to work with me, you got to be all go. But I acknowledge that, not everybody's that way. So it was better for me to just walk away from it. You know what I'm saying? Because my expectations were way too high. And obviously you can't be like that with people.
Yeah.
And everyone, a lot of the people are coming in at a beginner level. And I did well with those. I did very well with those. But then you got like the kids that want to train and they swear they're hardcore, and they go through one workout and they're crying like little kids, So it's like, I don't know if I want to do this,
That would probably be me.
Yeah,
so,
man.
I'm just.
Yeah.
So so you say you're gonna take a break the rest of the year. When's the next competition show? Do you know? There's probably not a date, but like, what are you seeing to? Where are you looking at to compete?
Well, yeah, the date is set. I want to compete in April.
April, okay.
Yeah, for sure. Because I have to requalify now to be able to do nationals, so I have to compete before that. But the show I'm going to do is most likely in April because it's here in Boston. So, why not? Represent locally.
Absolutely. If it's in Boston, it's easier for you to get. I mean, either way, wherever it's at, you're probably gonna go there anyway.
Oh yeah, my family will go wherever I go. You know what I'm saying? But I'll have all my support system here.
I'm definitely there. If you post it and if you post it with time, I'll definitely be there. Boston's nothing but like an hour away.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah. No, and it is fun. A lot of people are surprised how much fun it is.
Yeah.
Just seeing the energy that there is there, so it's definitely a fun.
It's gonna be difficult experience for me though because I'm not used to seeing men in thongs and shit. But at the end of the day, it's about the appearance of your body.
Yeah,
and you get judged out of that. So it's that art form that you have to appreciate.
Yeah.
So it's just you're also an artist too.
Yeah.
You've been drawing for a long time.
Yeah, forever.
And you're a hell of a fucking drawer.
Yeah,
or artist, I'm gonna say. So you're a man of many talents, man.
Yeah. So I mean, So once I hang it up, that's probably what I'm gonna follow more, and obviously still train the way I train now, but do it more just to maintain shape and whatnot. But being big won't be the goal anymore. It'll just be being healthy and just looking great. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You should instead of personal training, you should think about maybe doing your own app and people can just subscribe to it.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, even though I don't personal train, I always end up helping people. You know what I'm saying? Because everyone,
It's in your nature, man.
yeah, I get messages all the time. You know, like, oh, you know, can you train me, this and that. But I end up just passing them to one of my buddies. You know, so, you know, I got plenty of friends that do personal training. So I'm just like, yo, I recommend this guy or whatever. So go with them. You know, but then there's the people that on a comfort level, they only feel comfortable speaking to you. So, you know, those people I help out, you know, and give them little pointers here and there. And I'm always down to help people in the gym, you know.
When you're there.
Just don't interrupt me and just start talking about dumb shit, you know. Like,
don't do it. Don't do it. You see them fucking biceps, bro. Don't do it.
Yeah,
don't do it. And he can fight. He can fight. I see them knocking a couple niggas out too. So I mean, that's in the past.
Yeah.
But you know, don't do it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's you could approach me and ask me anything about the gym all you want, but don't interrupt me to fucking tell me what you did on Saturday. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't give a shit, you know. I'm in there to train and have a good time.
Yep.
You know. But that's why I train so early too, is because it's literally only me and probably one other guy in the gym right now.
Oh, really? At 3 in the
So
morning?
we're by ourselves, you know what I'm saying? Like
what time do you sleep, bro? Like 9?
Man, I'm telling you right now, this is when I'm asleep. You know,
Right after this? You gonna take a bath and go to bed.
Yeah, my bedtime is legit between 8 and 8:30, you know?
Yeah.
So that's why I get a lot of people that hit me up for some reason past 8 o'clock. That's when everybody wants to blow up my phone. Trust me, you blow me up after 8 o'clock, you will not get a reply. You'll get a reply at 3 in the morning, but you will not get one at 8 o'clock. I guarantee.
You're gonna get a middle finger emoji.
Yeah. You wanna bother me when I'm sleeping at 8 o'clock? I'll bother you at 3 in the morning when you're sleeping.
Well,
but
you heard him.
But yeah.
Well, that's Omar the Beast, man. Now, Omar, you know, thank you for again having me here and agreeing to do this pod with me.
Yeah, man.
I was super excited for this just because off our friendship and the strength of, you know, the love that we got for each other and stuff. So
for sure, man. For sure.
You've always been a supporter of what I do. Always gonna support what you do, man.
Yeah.
You're my guy. Definitely gonna kill it in April.
Yeah.
You're gonna win it for sure.
Yeah.
I know you're gonna go pro.
Yeah,
and
man.
And you know, when you go pro, bro, we're gonna hit that parade.
Oh man, when I go pro, man, holy shit, man, it's gonna be a whole bunch of emotions. You know what I'm saying?
We're gonna hit that parade for sure.
Yeah, because I tell people now when they see me at the stores or whatever, they're like, oh my God, you know, this and that, you know. So I hear it all the time, but I tell people, anybody that I see from our childhood, you know, I always tell them, like, yo, watch, I'm gonna make something, you know, and I'll be the guy from Nashua to show people that you can come from this place and make something of yourself. You know what I'm saying?
We already had a couple people from Nashua in the sports and music world that made something out of themselves.
That's right.
You know, when nobody else believed in them. So,
right.
You know, it's not impossible to do it. So,
no.
You know, we appreciate you. Proud of you. On behalf of, I won't speak for everybody, but on behalf of everybody, keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
Represent Latino always.
Appreciate it, man.
Puerto Rican, Boricua.
That's right.
All right, that's our show. Thank you for tuning in. Episode 11, Flow Talk with Omar the Beast.
All right, man. Thank you guys.
Stay tuned.
Appreciate it.